Hello Exiles, this is a very quick video just to kind of show you a farming strat that I was doing over the last week or so, which you can see here in the background. It was netting me roughly around about, when the planets all aligned, around about 800 chaos per map. And obviously the example that I showed you here was in excess of 850 chaos, a ream of exalteds and Val orbs, and that does not include anything else that drops in the map, i.e. anything from the strong boxes, any of the corrupted items, any divination cards, or any of the Allflame members that drops. So as you can imagine, I was making a lot of money and a lot of profit from this. So what you do is you put your manifested wealth onto your lantern. Now with your lantern, you do need to make sure that there are two things that will need to be on your map device. And what I will do is I will show you in a minute what you need to be looking for to basically make the most of this strategy. There is two things that you want to be looking out for, and that is basically pack size and pack size. And that is basically it. Once you see the two pack sizes, then you will then be able to throw it on and make the most out of this strategy in terms of obviously what you want to do. Now, as you can see here, price checking, doing all sorts of stuff with the items that I was getting, because Val Temple is just one of them places where you have absolutely no idea how much stuff is worth. But as you can see here, chaos raining down all over the place. Now, the pet that they have included with manifested wealth is, I don't know whether anyone remembers last league, there was a little pet that you could get from the mystery box, which was a chaos orb, a Val orb, and an exalted orb. Now basically those pets are monsters, and if you kill them they will drop their corresponding items. So if you kill the chaos orb like monster, it will drop a chaos orb. If you drop a Val orb, it will drop a Val orb, and if you drop an exalted, kill an exalted, it will drop an exalted orb. Now they do try and run away from you because they are like balls, so they are scared of you. So sometimes you will open a strong box and they will just all try and scurry away from you. So you have to try and kill them all very quickly before they all run away. They don't disappear, they don't, they don't despawn or anything, but sometimes they will try and hide in a room somewhere, which I have come across a few times. They will hide, but it's quite fun sometimes. It's a very fun mechanic, and you will literally just rain down from chaos. If you hate clicking, then I would probably say that this is not for you, because there is a hell of a lot of clicking. If you imagine that you have to click every single item multiple times, obviously all the chaos orbs, and like I said, there was 800 and odd chaos in the map. That's 850 clicks, that's just for the chaos. Never mind all the Val orbs and all the exalted orbs and everything else that it will then drop. So it is a lot of clicking, but when everything lines up perfectly, you will be making multiple divines per map. So you will make your money back, and then a lot more. You'll probably double your money, if not triple, depending on how well you do it. So what we'll do now is we'll jump into the actual map device, and what I'll do is I'll show you what you want to be looking for so that you can then make the most of this strategy. So one of the first things that you want to be looking for when you open up the lantern is this little green plus sign here. So you see it says 50% more pack size. What you want that to be though, and this is crucial, that needs to be at the top. Now I know that they have just released a patch recently, so all the modifiers and everything I believe are now at the top, but you want this pack size, this green plus, to be on the top monster. Okay, if it's not, then do not waste the money, because the lower you go down this list, the less likely that it's going to spawn, and the pack size, pack density is very low. You want it to be the top line. Okay, so that's the first mod that you are then looking for. The other modifier that you are looking for is this one, pack size, increase pack size. Now the reason why is obviously because you want to make the most of the pack size. Now as you can imagine, this is a 50% increase pack size, so if you get that on top of a 50% increase pack size, if you slap that on there, we already have 10 to 21 monsters, and that is on a pack density that is low. Imagine that them two were at the top row. That is what you want to look for. So you basically want this skeleton here to be at the top, and you want this pack size to be there. That is when everything lines up perfectly. If you get that, then I would use it, because then you're going to get it. Now that's not to say that if you just get one of them, if you just get either 50% increased pack size or the plus on the top line. You can still use it if you want to, you just won't yield as many chaos as I got. Like I said, I got over 100% increased pack size, and that is pretty big in terms of the amount of monsters that are within the packs. What we're going to do now is I'm going to run through the Atlas tree, obviously just how I had it set up, and we'll go through how it looks and everything like that. Now, let's go through the Atlas tree. Now, because I've already spec'd out, I'm going to use PoE Planner here, and I will put a link to this in the description below, so if you do want to copy it. So we are going to be running this strategy on Vile Temples. Now the reason why is because you will get a minimum of 10 Vile Vessels. What we're then doing is we're then influencing that even more by adding in even more strongboxes into our map. So the first thing that we want to do is obviously take the strongbox cluster that is right here, and then went straight up, and I then picked up all modifiers, effect modifiers of your map, just to kind of make the most of everything that is on the map, maybe whether it be pack size or anything like that, to try and juice the map as much as possible. To try and help with drops, we obviously take Scarabs. Now I have gone down and I have taken the new Necropolis nodes on the right here, which obviously provide you with an additional corpse. So if you are wanting to do some corpse fishing, then that is obviously a good one to do. Down here as well, obviously you get an increased chance of devoted modifiers, so you will potentially see the pack size one more often if you take that. I then go up here and I take the Scarabs, and I went all the way up to the top here, and I then took the Allflame one here, obviously for allocated Allflames, so you get more Allflames dropping. We then got this one for more Scarabs, this one for more effect. Then we go all the way along the top, obviously as we know, the hat obviously on the top. Okay, we then take the middle quant circle here. I took this one for duplication of currency, and I went down and picked up strong boxes, rare and corrupted. I also then picked up the Scarab cluster here for basically less common Scarabs, and obviously final boss has a 25%. Now if you are going to kill the boss, then that's fine. You don't need to with this strat. If you don't want to kill the Vile Temple boss, because he is particularly bad boss in terms of the corrupting blood rain that rains down on top of you. If you don't want to do the boss, you can just literally take that point out, save yourself a point, put it somewhere else. Okay. The last thing that I then took was this, and obviously I took the reliquary Scarabs just to try and get the nameless seer, because everyone was going crazy over that. Other than that, that's it. That is 115 points. If you have 132 points, you have another 17 points that you can put wherever the hell you want. So if you want to then spec into a little bit of breach, maybe a little bit of expedition, doesn't matter. You do whatever the hell you want to do. That is the basic framework of the tree that I then followed. What we'll do now is we'll go through the Scarabs and obviously talk about how much they are, and then I'll talk about the actual Allflame, and then we're done. So the Scarabs that you want to be using are the following. So you want to be using the Ambush Scarabs, the rusted versions, which basically gives you 5 additional strong boxes. Now this is very important. Make sure that you split them. Now what I mean by that is, if you have, let's say, a stack of 20 and you just throw it in here, you will only get 5. Make sure that you put one there, because then you will then get 10. Okay, so you are losing out on a lot of strong boxes there if you do not split it. Second thing you need is polished. That gives you 15% chance for them to be able to be reopened again and again and again. Now if you combine that with what's on your tree as well, there is a node on your actual tree, which obviously I don't have in front of me right now. There is a node on the tree that then does provide you with a chance for them to be reopened again. I think it's up here on the right here. There, 10% chance for them to be openable again, and I think there are some points down here as well. 15% chance to be guarded. No. I think that's just that 10%. I don't think there's any more for them to be reopened again. No, there isn't. So basically, if you combine that, that's like a 25% chance. Now there was one chest that I did in one of my maps that I was counting. By the time I got to 7 times, I started to lose count because it reopened the same box 7 times. I was just like, this is crazy. So yeah, you'll get like 7 times the rewards. The last one you want to be running is Gilded, just increased effects of explicit modifiers on the strong boxes in the area. Basically what that does is it just kind of helps with the mods on there. It can make them a little bit more dangerous in terms of the fact of the damage that they may do. So what I will advise you is to, when you click on the strong box, quickly read them, very quickly scan over it. You're looking literally just for the words detonate, and you're looking for the word detonate, explode, or nova. They're the 3 that usually kill people. If you see detonate, run. If you see ice nova, if you can tank it, then you can stay where you are. And if you see explode, just back off a little bit just from the box. Don't be stood right on top of the box because it will just annihilate you. Now in terms of the pricing, you're probably thinking, how much are these scarabs? They are very cheap, as you can see here. I've done a bulk check here. So the rusted ones are 1C, the polished ones are 1C, and the gilded ones are 1C. So it's going to cost you 4C per map in scarabs. And that's pretty much it. It's very cheap. Now the most expensive thing in this strategy is actually the actual ember. Now because we are running Vaal temples, you do need to put this to a minimum item level of 80, because if you don't, then the map device will not allow you to apply it to the map. It will come up saying that it's too low. So cheapest one there is 250 chaos, which is around about a divine and 3/4, I think. I think the divine price on recording this was around about 155 chaos. So that's nearly 2 divines. So, but bearing in mind, if you spend 250 chaos on this, 4 chaos on your scarabs, that's 254 chaos. If you manage to line everything up like I said earlier, and then you then hit 872 chaos, you do the maths. You've already made 600 chaos in profit, which is what? About 3-4 divines roughly in profit. So you're making money back and then profit, and then whatever else drops in the map. And bearing in mind, I am not counting in the exalted or the Vaal orbs there. 150 odd Vaal orbs is about half a divine, so there's another 75 80C, and about 22 exalteds is I know that 15 is about a divine, so there's another divine, so there's an extra money. So it's all profit, you cannot lose. But this is the most expensive thing on the item, on the actual trade site at the moment for the Allflames. And very quickly, last thing you also want to do is you do want to be making sure that you do take ambush on your tree to get an extra 5. So you're throwing in an additional 15 strong boxes plus the 1 from your tree, so that's 16 strong boxes, plus the 10 from the Vaal vessels, so that's 26 strong boxes that you will have per Vaal temple map, which is massive. You do that strategy, you will not lose money. I can guarantee you that. That's basically it, guys, in terms of the strategy. I was looking to do a build guide for my current build. However, I have changed it. As you can probably see here, I have re-rolled again. I was playing Archmage, but I wasn't happy with it, and I wasn't happy with rolling out a video that wasn't very tanky, I would say. It was decent, but your only defense was the mind over matter and the evasion, and that was it. It wasn't and obviously you were scaling energy shield, so I had like 11,000 energy shield, but all it needed was something big to hit you and you were dead pretty quick. So I wanted to go for something a little bit more tankier, so I have gone for a cast on crit DD. I have gone for the meta. Obviously, if you are looking to do this and you are wanting a bit of information about it, I'm in the middle of perfecting the build, so I'm going to be spending a bit of money over the next couple of days, and then over the weekend I may do a video on it just to kind of show where we're up to, and obviously how you can then take it further in terms of min-maxing. Other than that, guys, that was it. It's a very quick video just to kind of talk about the new strat that's obviously out there that I have been aware of, but obviously I've been utilizing it and making my divines so that I could re-roll into this character. Any questions, throw them in the comments, and until the next video, guys, stay sane.